Ladies and gentlemen, Atlanta stood still. The lights dimmed. The anticipation thickened like southern heat on a July night. And then, she rose. Beyoncé Knowles-Carter, the name itself echoing through the Mercedes Benz Stadium like a sacred hymn, took her place beneath the halo of spotlights, ready to carve her truth into another chapter of Southern legacy. It was July 11th, but time folded in on itself. The second night of her, Cowboy Carter and the Rodeo Chitlin Circuit Tour, wasn't just a concert. It was testimony, a reckoning, a resurrection of soul through boots, braids, and black brilliance. Atlanta, thank you so much for being here tonight and welcome. She said, a voice as familiar as kin, yet still enough to make thousands weep. The crowd erupted. The walls trembled. History breathed. And she meant it. With each lyric, with every stomp of her boot on that blessed stage, Beyoncé wasn't just performing, she was preaching. Preaching to a city that raised her. Preaching to the ancestors. Preaching to every black girl who's ever been told country music wasn't hers to claim. I want to say thank you to everyone who has been loyal to me for more than 25 years. 25 years, and still, she evolves. Still, she provokes. Still, she dares to be more than what the industry boxed her into. This wasn't just a show. It was the South meeting its mirror. The stadium, full to its brim, roared with love, not just admiration, but love, a communion of spirits who knew the weight of her message. This was Atlanta, after all. A city that understands the tension between celebration and struggle. Between gospel and grit. Between beauty and battle. Beyoncé channeled it all. The pain of the past, the strength of the present, the dreams of tomorrow. Every note of American Requiem seemed to float up like a prayer through the stadium rafters, soaked in soul and truth. She wasn't afraid. Not of the genre. Not of the critics. Not of the expectation. She leaned into country, her country. Reclaimed it. Redefined it. Rebuilt it, chord by chord. On this second Atlanta night, she didn't walk the stage. She rode it, like a midnight rider on a mission, galloping through narratives and genres, swinging her lasso of defiance. Gone were the constraints. Gone were the borders. This wasn't country as you know it, this was country as it should be. The horns, the strings, the harmonicas, all sang in unison with her. They told stories of resilience. Of Juneteenth's past. Of broken chains and bold voices. Of black cowgirls and cotton fields. Of jukeboxes and juke joints. Of dreams deferred, then delivered. Her dancers, dust-kicked and golden, moved like fireflies in a Georgia dusk. Every twirl of fringe and flick of a braid was a poem in motion. The visuals were thunder. Sepia-toned stories of land and legacy, projected behind her. Black farmers. Elders in denim. Children on porches. An America often unseen, finally centered. She gave Atlanta all of it. Her pain. Her joy. Her southern roots tangled with global fame. A setlist that didn't just span decades, but dimensions. From 16 carriages to Levi's jeans, from barn-burning bops to gospel-infused confessions, Beyoncé poured herself out like a ritual offering. The crowd, they didn't just sing with her. They felt with her. They rode with her. This was their story, too. And when the beat dropped for "Ya Ya," it felt like the spirit of Tina Turner shouted from the heavens. This wasn't nostalgia. This was reinvention. This wasn't pandering. This was reclaiming. Beyoncé is a daughter of the South. And now, she is one of its fiercest truth-tellers. She came to Atlanta not for the glitz, but for the guts. To remind the South, and the world, that black women built country. That black history is American history. She invoked the memory of those left out of liner notes. The Carter family might be in the textbooks, but Cowboy Carter is here to rewrite the chapters. This night, this sermon set to sound, marked her final Southern stop on this leg of the tour. And fittingly so. Atlanta has always been a city of revolutions. And Beyoncé, she brought one of her own. 2 nights prior, she had stood in Landover, Maryland, singing on the 4th of July, reshaping the meaning of that holiday under a canopy of red, white, and reckoning. And now, here she was, in the cradle of civil rights, bringing that same fire, that same Southern defiance, to a stadium that pulsed with purpose. July 11th wasn't just another tour date. It was a celebration of memory and melody. Of truth told on a 6-string. She didn't just perform Texas Hold'em. She owned it, reminding the world that country doesn't belong to one race, one state, or one sound. The Rodeo Chitlin Circuit is more than a tour title, it's a tribute. A salute to the unsung heroes of music's hidden highways. To the black artists who played barns and ballrooms when they were shut out of arenas. Beyoncé stood on their shoulders, and she made sure we all knew it. There were moments of stillness, too. When her voice softened. When her words hit deeper than bass. When she spoke of freedom, of faith, of fire. And then, just like that, she'd burst into spaghetti, with all the ferocity of a blues queen meeting a trap beat. It was fusion, not just of sound, but of self. This wasn't genre bending, it was genre breaking. The walls came down. The South was reimagined. Her fashion, Western glam with a warrior's edge, told its own story. Beaded hats, leathered corsets, denim redefined, each look a manifesto. And her band, tight, bold, alive, every strum and stomp felt choreographed by destiny. The audience, a mosaic of joy, cowboys, queens, choir mothers, college kids, glitter, grit, and generations all caught in Beyoncé's orbit. She gave them 2 hours of heart, of truth, of pure, undiluted bay. As the final song echoed, and she raised her fist under the stage lights, there was no doubt. This was not just a tour. It was not just a concert. It was not even just a statement. It was a revolution, dressed in rhinestones, rooted in rhythm, and rising like Georgia heat. And Atlanta, on that July night, bore witness to it all.